Hi, people. Welcome back to episode 5 of The Fool featuring R.I. Roman, cute gamer boy. Just like episode 3, guys, I filmed in episode 5, but it was more for myself because I was feeling like really crazy and like really sad. Um, and I was like, oh, I need to talk. Like, let me just like turn the camera on. And I literally did like a 40 minute thing. If anything, it might be uploaded. I'll like rewatch it after this. But it was just me feeling like crazy imposter syndrome. Um, so yeah, but that's besides the point. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. I like genuinely did not have time to do my hair, and I know it looks a bit funky right now, but yeah, I just combed it to the side. I really don't brush my hair too much, but yeah, I'm just trying out a new hairstyle. Put some gel in it. I'm playing with y'all. Basically, yes, I have no hair. I did shave my head because once again, I was feeling crazy. Or not even that. I just was tired of my hair. And if you guys don't know, like my hair is super thick and there's a lot of it and it grows very fast. So it's very annoying to upkeep. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of paying $40 for a haircut every 2 months. We need a full factory reset. We need a fucking full factory reset. James Charles, I can't. I actually been watching. I watched like 2 of his YouTube videos earlier, and I went to bed. It put me to bed. But that boy, the internet, like, okay, I genuinely want to know: is he like a creep? Was he a creep? And I saw something on Twitter the other day where it's like, no matter, because it was like a quote tweet of a video of Kanye performing a sold out stadium in China. And someone was like, yeah, no matter how much, like, or how problematic a gay person or a woman is in media, I don't care. Because, like, full, like, men creeps who are insane and terrible don't face any backlash, like Chris Brown. So they're like, yeah, so I'm never gonna come after a woman or a person of the queer community because, mama, we got bigger fish to fry. Um, so I found that very interesting, and I was like, okay, but James Charles still is low-key a creep, but or is he like, is he? Guys, let me know. But yeah, basically, again, I shaved my head because I just was tired of it. And this is my first time I shaved my head because back in the day, all the way back in 2020, when COVID happened, I was like, guys, if school shuts down for a week, I'll shave my head. And then school shut down for a week, and then I shaved my head, and but I looked chopped as hell. Like I looked insane. But the reason I do think, because I think I look good. Like I actually really like how it looks. Um, I think the reason why I didn't like it back then is because I still looked like a boy. I mean, I was like 14 or 15. Now I'm 19. Um, so I mean, I'm still a boy, right? Right, guys, I'm still a boy. But I just look so young. And my mom literally called me a Q-tip. My mom said I look like Britney Spears. But I genuinely really do like this. And I remember like joining a Zoom call with like one of my like, favorite teachers who was like pretty strict. And I turned on my camera to ask a question. She was like, "Oh, you shaved your head." I'm like, "Yes." Yeah. Um, but I was just tired of it. So I shaved it. And I had my roommate do the back, and yeah. And my mom actually likes it this time around. My boyfriend said it looked good, except 2 of my good friends did tell me I looked chopped and a mess. So that wasn't the nicest, but that's just how your friends are, right? They tell you you look chopped. But I was fully ready to look chopped for a month because school doesn't start for a month and a half, and my anniversary with my boyfriend isn't for a month and a half either. So I was like, my hair grows out so fast, it'll be fine. And when I did the first buzz, I like went halfway through my head and I was like, oh, I can already tell I'm gonna hate how I look. But then as I kept on doing it, I was like, oh my God, I actually like how I look. And it's like a really weird sensory experience. Like, I would sleep with the bonnet. My boyfriend bought it for me, guys. And my boyfriend is, in fact, a black man. But I would sleep with a bonnet, and I still slept with it last night, and I shaved my head last night. Can y'all hear me rubbing my head? No, but I still slept with it last night because I like pull my. It's an extra large bonnet. I don't know. He thought he was being funny, and he got like a super big bonnet for me. And I just use it as like a eye mask too because I had one, but it was really funky to have the bonnet on and then the eye mask over that, and then one would fall off, and when one falls off, the other did too. So I still slept with it last night, and it just feels so funky, especially like I went to work this morning, and at work I have to wear like the hat, you know. And this coffee is literally from work, like literally from. I mean, I got off at 12, and it's currently 8:30 p.m. Um, but it was just so weird. It felt like my hat was falling off, and yeah, it was really crazy. Um, but speaking of work, I only have like 3 more shifts left, guys, and then I'm done because I'm moving out of my apartment and I'm moving back home. And my work is near my apartment, and I'm not driving to do that. But um, I literally had to turn into a plumber today at work. And I'm telling you guys, at work, I literally have to turn into a fucking plumber every other month. And like, okay, so I go to the bathroom. These work bathrooms are so problematic. Like, I go into the work bathroom, and it's just, like I said, another shit bomb is in the toilet. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? And I shouldn't have given that woman the restroom code this morning. She came in sweating at like 7 a.m. She was like tweaking out. She was, no, like, not like, oh, she was walking for a second, she broke a sweat. She was sweating. She had like a backpack on. Like, she was like older. Like, she's not in school. And she looked crazy. Like, she was tweaking out. And I was like, oh. And she was like, what's the bathroom code? What's the bathroom code? And I'm like, okay. So I give it to her. And then I'm like, fuck. And then she comes out, I'm not even joking to you, an hour later. And I'm like, are you serious? And what is up with it? Was she bathroom camping? That is so embarrassing. I see this. I literally saw a TikTok about this guy saying how this woman was bathroom camping in like the only bathroom in this like cafe for like an hour, and he had to like shit like crazy. But that is so like, is it like a fight or flight response? Is it an I mean, it is an anxiety thing, but it's like, mama, like, was she bathroom camping, or was she just was she constipated? So basically, she comes out an hour later. I'm like, oh my God. And then I go into the bathroom because I had to use the bathroom. And I go in, and there's shit all in the toilet, and it's clogged. And I go in, and I'm like, okay, flush. And then the water level just keeps on rising. I'm like, are you serious? And so we have 2 bathrooms. And then that one doesn't have the plumber in it. And wait, the plunger? The plunger. So I'm like, okay, now I have to wait for this person to get out, because they're single-use restrooms. And I have to wait for the person to get out of the left bathroom so that I can get the plunger. So I'm literally sitting on the back of my phone for like 10 minutes. The girl comes out, I grab the plunger, and then I go in. I'm literally just like, it's not going. And it literally, at this point, I've been gone for so long, all my coworkers think I'm bathroom camping and like taking a massive shit. But no, I literally turned into a plunger. I turned into a plumber. And yeah, and I literally have to do that and unclog the toilets like every other month. So I do that, but God, that plunger had shit all over it. It's so bad. But yeah, so that happened at work this morning. And what else? I was going to say something about work. just like crazy customers. I can't. Like literally the other day, this woman came in and she was like maybe her late 40s and she's like tweaking out. She's like telling me how she can't see like out of her left eye and how she's like, just make me a coffee. And I'm like, okay, like, what do you want? And then she's just talking to me about how her son, like, has a girlfriend and he goes to the school, but the girlfriend, like, steals all his drugs and all his medications and that she's crazy and that they, like, did a surgery to her spine, but now she can't hear. And I'm like, girl, so, just like some of these people, it's really crazy. Um, but yeah. And then I came home from work. Oh yeah, and my summer class ended yesterday, which is really frustrating because at my school, you can't use the school gym or any of the school facilities if you're not actively paying tuition. And so I can't go to the gym for the rest of the summer at my school, which is so frustrating. So, um, because I'm literally registered for fall classes, but that doesn't even count. That doesn't even count. Like, you have to actively be paying tuition. So I literally got back here after work, my 6-hour shift, 6 a.m. to 12. And I was like, you know what? I want to do abs. Because I was talking to my friend, Joe. Shout out to Joe. Um, and I was like, yeah, me and him both weigh like 190 pounds. Well, he's 190. I'm 184. So there's the big differences. But yeah, and I was just telling him how I just all of a sudden I have like my tummy, like I have a cute little tummy, like some sides. And I'm like, I have been doing cardio for a month straight. I go to the gym and I only do cardio. I go and I do 550 calories every single time. But no matter what, like my tummy is like not going. And he's like, well, do you do abs, sis? And I'm like, no, I don't. But I've been literally thinking about it. So I came back here and I did abs, and I'm telling you, that was the worst experience of my life. I was laying on the floor for 20 minutes. I turned it off and I said, I can't do this. I'm going to bed. So then I go shower and I go to bed. But I literally can't. And it's been such a great habit going to the gym like that. And I'm telling you guys, I go to the gym and I see, without fail, every single time I go, no matter the time of the day, there is this 40-something-year-old woman, and she is the most fit person I've ever seen. She's on that elliptical, and I'm telling you, she has like 5 rags all on the elliptical, and she's drenched in sweat. She's doing fucking backflips on like the pull-up bar. Like, it's really insane. But she is so fit, and it's really crazy. And I aspire to be like her, but I'm also like, okay, you're grown. Like, what are you doing? Like, are you a professor? Like, do you have the summer off? Like, girl. But that's besides the point. So I have 4 things written down because I literally thought of this story this morning and I was like giggling at work just thinking about it to myself because it's so dumb. And it's during the circa COVID, and I literally wish I had my memories unlocked because I have so many. Look, let me write down another one because I have another one, but it's a bit controversial. Okay. I just don't want to forget it. But basically, during COVID, that's like right when I started my TikTok, and that's like first when I really started being gay. When I like started exploring like being more gay, like eyeliner. It was so bad. I literally had like a cat. Like me and my sister went to Party City, like right before COVID started, and as a joke, I got like the cat ears and like the choker, and like a cat collar choker, and oh my god, I would literally at nighttime I would do eyeliner, put the fucking cat ears and the choker on, and go on Omegle, and it was like literally so embarrassing, and I thought I was like the eboy, the femboy. Not even like femboy like that. Like I would not like even back then. Like I wouldn't do it like a skirt and like thigh high socks, but just like, girl, like I'm bored. Like someone sent me Nitro on Discord. Like I'd be like, I need nitro. You know, I would do that literally just to farm nitro. But so I was attempting to get my Discord nitro from someone on Omegle. And oh man, I was almost so close. But basically, I would go on there and the eyeliner was so bad and it was so embarrassing. Like I literally have like flashback photos. Like I was in the car with my friend Joe again and I was showing him like a Snapchat memory. And then you know how sometimes you're in the Snapchat memory and it will just like automatically go to the next one. And it automatically went to the next one from like that, from circa that time. And it was me being like a hego, doing like a hego, like with the eyeliner on with the cat ears and the color. And I literally screamed and I punched him and I said, and he was like, what the fuck? Like, why would you punch me? And I was like, I'm sorry. But it was so, it's so embarrassing and so embarrassing. And then I'm going to Omegle and I would just like fish for attention, you know? And this one boy popped up and he was like chopped as hell, but he was being freaky. And I'm like, okay, like I'm bored in the house. I'm in the house bored. God. So mind you, I'm like 15 and I've never talked to anyone in any sort of capacity, like sexually or like romantically. And he's like, I literally don't even remember. I think I like opened a katana with my feet, like on Omegle. But I was just trying to be cute. Oh my god. And then I remember talking about like, I don't remember, what's the anime with 02? Does anyone, oh, My Hero Darling, Darling My Hero? My Hero is Darling. Darling in the franxx. Girl, who the fuck is the franxx? Is that like someplace? Okay, but basically, you know how they ride mechs? So it's like a mech anime. And it's like, in order to like drive the mech, it requires like a boy and a girl. And guys, this is integral to the story. It requires a boy and a girl. And the boy is like sitting in the chair. And the girl has like, is like on all fours. And her shit's like basically in his face. Like very freaky anime. Like what are y'all trying to imply? And he was telling me that he wants to see me in the girl position of the Darling in the franxx mech. And I'm like, I'm tweaking out. And I'm like, okay, like that's a bit weird because I've literally never talked to anyone in any kind of capacity. And then I'm like, yeah, watch my Twitch stream, like doing promo. Because that's also when I was like, for my first like maybe like 5 cosplays, I like streamed them on Twitch while I would get ready. And literally no one would watch. It was so embarrassing. But I actually, that's how I made like one internet friend. Because my sister, before I was internet famous, my sister had like 80,000 followers from like Musical.ly in like early TikTok days. Because my sister's really pretty. My pretty sister, and my sister's really pretty. And like I would be in some of her TikToks doing dances, you know. And this one girl like went from her TikTok to like my Twitch stream. And she was super sweet. And then like I had her on Instagram and she would like watch the stream. But I didn't even realize that girl, I had like the chat on like a 3-minute delay. So like I would say something or like I would see their chat and then I would reply to it like 3 minutes later for them. I literally had no idea what I was doing. But yeah, I was telling him like watch my Twitch stream. I'm like, because at that time my parents, it was like around Christmas time and my parents bought my little sister, or her grandma bought my little sister, like this huge dollhouse. And it was like 5 feet tall and like 7 feet wide. And my mom was like, look, I'll give you $100 if you build it. So I was like, oh, T, I want to build this on my Twitch stream. So I was going to do that the next day. And I told him, like, watch my Twitch stream. Like, you can see me being like cute and all that. And then I like add him on the Discord. And then the next day I'm like panicking because I'm like, what did I do? Like he's texting me still all freaky and I'm like having a panic attack because I don't know what to do. Like I'm literally like, I've never talked to anyone like them like this. And he's like, well, have you eaten anything today? And I'm like, no. And he's like, that's not good. Like you need to eat. Oh, this is too good. And then I like was building the dollhouse for like 7 hours. just freaking out that he's gonna pop in there because I gave him the Twitch. And I was like, well, I still want to stream this. And it was just so bad. I was like freaking out. Like he would text me and I'd be like, but he never joined. But I was just like panicking and like I literally like thought like I could not eat. And then my mom like got me Carl's Jr. because I don't know why they got Carl's Jr. And she was like, okay, here. And I was like upstairs eating it. And I literally could not eat. I was like trying to eat it and I was like, I had such bad anxiety that I couldn't eat. But I was like, I didn't know that. So then I was like, oh my God, why can't I eat this? And I started panicking even more. And I was like, oh my God, like, why can't I eat? Like, and I was like, oh my God, I have an eating disorder. And then I'm like, oh my God, I have an eating disorder. Like, I can't eat. Like, and I'm freaking out because he's still texting me. And then I'm like, I go to my mom and I'm like, Mom, like, I think I have like an eating disorder. Like, I can't eat this Carl's Jr. And she's like, what? Because, bitch, I eat. Like, one thing, if y'all know me, if you know me in person, I can down, and I've always been an eater. I can down a whole Domino's pizza by myself, like, and I always could. Like, I would eat personal pizzas always. Like, give me tacos, I'm gonna eat it. So she's like, what? And I'm like, I have an eating disorder. Like, I can't eat my Carl's Jr. And then I'm like, and she's like, why are you like this? And I was like, I don't know. And then I'm just like, leave. And then I go up to my older sister and I'm like, girl, I'm freaking out. And she's like, what is wrong with you? And then I tell her that I've been like, I met this boy off Omegle and he's been texting me freaky and I don't know what to say. And then I showed her in the Discord messages and she was like, what the hell? What the hell? And yeah, and then the next day I tried to go back on Omegle and sis, it was blocked from the Wi-Fi. Let me tell you something, my older sister, that girl is a snitch. My older sister is a snitch and I've never snitched on her for anything. I have been the chillest younger brother. That girl, literally, let me dox her. Because she would always be into something. Like, that girl was a freak. Like, that girl would, like, be under the influence. And I would not even say anything. Because, girl, I don't care. But, like, even when I was younger, I remember in 6th grade, I was, like, watching, like, Bob's Burgers. And this is when I was living with my abuela. Yes, girls who live with their grandma are crazy. I'm crazy. I was living with my abuela. And then my abuela opens the door. And she's like, what are you... And it like said ho, or you know, it just said something like that. And she was like, what are you watching? And then my sister being nosy as hell, being like, why are you watching this? I'm gonna tell dad. Like, just like being a snitch for no reason. But bless her soul. So yeah, and then Omegle was literally banned from the Wi-Fi because my stepdad is like an IT nerd. And oh my God, that would piss me off. During COVID, my sister would be like, let's go get boba. Let's go get boba. Girl, I'm on my League of Legends. Not right now. To the point where she would, again, go to them and be like, Roman's ignoring me. He's not like, he's on the game. And then my stepdad would turn off the Wi-Fi. Because he could control like the devices on the Wi-Fi. And he would just shut down my PC. Which would literally send me into an celestial orbit. Like, I would be like, know your place. Like... Don't turn on my fucking Wi-Fi. My PC that I paid for. Motherfucker. But, yeah, that was crazy. And then, years later, like, it was so embarrassing. My junior year of high school, I was trying to get nitro again. So, girl, I brought the cat ears out of retirement, got the freaking collar, and I was so close. But then I started giving attitude because this guy was being hella rude. And then he was like, you know what? You're not getting nitro. Like, what? But yeah, I was literally bothered as hell. I'm trying to remember if I have any more like Omegle monkey stories like that. But I don't think so. I need to go through my... Oh my God, we should go through the Discord messages. Oh my God, I'm going to open the Discord right now. And I'm going to try and unblock him. And I will literally, because I have Discord on my computer. Did I delete it? Oh my God. This is literally like the second tower was hit. I really hope that, okay, I'm gonna try and download Discord right now, guys. Because, or can I, is there like a virtual login? Because it was literally like me being a little freako. I came here for love. And I can't with this freaking Love Island bullshit. Like, I didn't even watch it, but everyone was so annoying. Like, I basically watched it because everyone was talking, shove it down my throat. But oh my god, I'm so bothered that I uninstalled Discord on my laptop. But anyways, the next bullet point I have is freshman year. Okay, so basically, it was like right at the start of freshman year. In some context, I went to a completely different school district in a completely different city, because I grew up in one school district from K through 8, and then I went to a whole different city and school district for high school. So I had like no friends, and I was at a super huge school. Like there was like 30,000 people at my school. That's a complete lie. I think 4,000 people. But it was a huge school. And basically, you know, you're just trying to make friends. You're literally trying to talk to anyone. So I like meet this one girl. I don't even remember how. I think it was like an orientation. Her name was Mia. Cause I'm not afraid to say names. Like literally my friend was like, oh my god, I can't believe you said that girl Kristen's name in my meme ranking video. And it's like, girl, I didn't say her last name. But I knew this girl named Mia. The most like, how many Mias are there? There's 7 billion people in this world. Probably 500,000 are named Mia. So this girl named Mia, and she was like wishy-washy, you know, like she was like cool, but I was like, she was like a cool girl, but I literally had no friends. I was like trying to hold on to anyone. And it was the first football game of the year, and we like joined this spirit squad, and it was like, you just like have to sit in this certain area of the stand and like scream super loud. Like you were like trying to get the people riled up. So I'm like, oh my god, like me and her signed up for it. And we go and we sit in the bleachers, and this is like my first ever football game ever, like freshman. And she's like, oh, okay, can you hold my jacket? I'm gonna go see this person real quick and like talk to these people real quick. And like this group of people like come by and like grab her, and like 20 minutes go by and she's like not back. And I'm just sitting there like alone at the football game in the area of the spirit squad. And I like text her and I'm like, hello. And she's like, okay, I'll be back in like 1 second. And then girl, she never comes back, and I was so pissed off and I was so embarrassed. And then I leave, and for some reason my stepdad and my sister were like there to come get me, but I lived like a 7-minute walk from my house from my freshman high school. And they were like, what's wrong? And I'm like, she fucking left me. And when she texted me, she was like, oh, can you give me my jacket tomorrow? Because she left me with her jacket, and I was like at home, and I was like, I'm gonna burn this jacket. You know what? This girl's done. So I gave her the jacket, and I never spoke to her again. And that was literally like the vibe of my freshman year, like jumping from like any friend to any friend. Like it was really hard out there, you know. But I went to the Goodwill like 2 days ago, and the Goodwill is literally like my safe haven. Like, as I would tell you, I think, did I mention it in one of the podcasts? That I literally will go to the Goodwill with a large iced coffee, and I will spend 2 hours in there. And I've done that ever since my junior year of high school. Like, I literally love going to the Goodwill. So I went the other day, and there's a McDonald's in the parking lot. So I literally redeemed my 99-cent large iced coffee, and I was like, okay, we're going in there, and we're having a $10 budget, because girl, money is tight right now. Like, crazy. So I said $10 budget, and I go in, and girl, tell me why it literally is a gold mine in there. And I have a $10 budget, but I have 10 shirts in the cart. And I was looking for jorts, because I don't know if it's because my badonk is huge, or all my pants are ripping. All of my pants, all of my jorts are ripping. But I've also have been wearing the same pair of pants and the same pair of jorts almost every day for the past, since junior year when I got them from the Goodwill. Which means that they were already pre-loved for a while. But it's ripping down the seam, down the gooch, ripping at the butt, on the butt pocket. But I also keep like my knife in the back pocket. Guys, I don't know if I can say that. Yes, I keep one on me when I go to work because I leave my apartment. My apartment is in the best part of town. I leave my apartment at like 5:30 in the morning, and it's scary and it's dark. And then I stand in the Einstein Bagels parking lot and I change my shoes in pitch black. So yes, I'm gonna carry a knife. So the knife weighs down, and literally I would go to work, I would not care, with a big hole on my butt until I was wearing like pink underwear one day and it was like, this is a bit much. So yeah, and I literally struck gold. And girl, it was euphoria, let me tell you this, because I put that AirPod in and I played Headphones On by Addison Rae, and there was a nice breeze in, like, why was there a breeze in the Goodwill? But it was like raining outside. It was such a vibe. I was playing like calm music. I listened to Headphones On. I listened to like just like very chill music, and I was having a bomb ass time. And yeah, and I was like looking through the CDs at the Goodwill, and it's literally, why is it all worship music? Maybe it's because I'm in Texas and it's like an older city, an older Goodwill. But yeah, I almost brought home like one of those like scary dolls one time, but then I didn't because I was like, there's definitely something attached to this right now. But, and the thing about me, I do not care. I will try on the Goodwill clothes because girl, I'm gonna go home and shower. Like, it's really not that deep. But I ended up getting the 2 shirts, and it's the 2 shirts on my TikTok, and it's like in the Declaration of Independence, or like the 10 Commandments. No. What's the amendments one? Girl, I can't with history. I should know it because we're not repeating it, sis. But basically, I'm like, it says like, we the people play cornhole. And it's like a cornhole like thing as an American flag. And it's like baby blue, and it's so cute. And I was like, oh, this is tea. And then the second shirt is like a red shirt, and it's like an A, and it's like Alvin with the Chipmunk shirt. And I was like, oh, this is so cute. And guess what? Both shirts were $2.99. I ended up spending $7 at the Goodwill. But it's so frustrating because I literally had to put back, like, there was like this Carhartt button up, and it was so cute. And I love getting like the meme shirts. The meme shirts from Goodwill are so funny. Like, there was one that was like, me, ... sarcasm, haha. And I was like, oh, this is tea. I put it in the cart, but it was too big. Yes, it was too big. But yeah, denim is so hard. It's such a hit or miss at the Goodwill. And what I really don't like about the Goodwill, or at least that one, is that all the aisles are so close to each other that if you have your cart in between the aisles, you are literally blocking the whole aisle. And it's so like, I feel like such a burden. But yeah, I got those 2 shirts. It was like $7.99. It was such a great time. I love going to the Goodwill. I need to go back soon. Even if I'm not buying anything. But the thing is that I'll say that and I'll go and I will literally put 10 shirts in the cart. It's like, it's not okay. But, okay, I'll tell the story about how I was literally the devil in 8th grade. The one that I wrote down. So, basically, oh my god, this is literally gonna get me canceled. It was so mean, guys. I've, like, atoned for my sins. But I was, like, a part of the popular group in 8th grade, but not even because, like, I was friends with a lot of them. I literally inserted myself. Like, you know, I've always been a social butterfly. Like, I know a lot of people, but I'm not, like, friends with a lot of people, or, like, good friends, you know? Like, that kind of vibe. The popular loner. But because I had, like, my good sis, Sarah, shout out Sarah, literally known that girl since 8th grade. Oh my god, since kindergarten, I mean. But in 8th grade, she's such a social butterfly. Like the definition of extrovert, it's that girl. So she was a part of the popular friend group, and I was a part of like the second popular friend group, but I was like low-key over them because they were like me sounding like the devil. I don't know why. But then one day in 8th grade, I just started sitting with them, and I showed up and I was like, hey guys! And they couldn't shake me loose. But yeah, so I was friends with like these two evil girls, and me and the super evil one were walking to our Spanish class, and there was this girl. I need to think of an alias, right? Coke bottle. There was this girl, Coke bottle. Not because she was shaped like a Coke bottle. I haven't changed. But the evil girl, Coke bottle had not the best skin. And, you know, 8th grade, middle school is evil, so they will tear you up for anything. And evil girl was like, oh, I dare you to tell Coke bottle that her makeup isn't helping her skin. And I was like, oh my God, that is so mean. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I do it. And she's like hella gagged. She's like, The Coke bottle wasn't nice either, mind you. Coke bottle was also like annoying and like mean to people. So it was just kind of, and when I've talked to other people, like other people's middle schools were not as intense as mine. And it was like the definition of like middle school, like people getting thrown against lockers, like fights breaking out, like I could literally, so I said that evil ass remark to Coke bottle and I literally felt like the devil. But then the evil girl was like, LOL. And when I tell you guys that has haunted me forever, saying that to Coke bottle. And then what's crazy is that was in 8th grade. And then in junior year, we were like at the beach with the friend group. And for some reason, like she was there with like this other girl. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to apologize for what I said all those years ago. And I told her, I was like, Coke bottle, I need to tell you that I'm really sorry for what I said in 8th grade and how I treated you. And it was not right. And she was like, no, it's okay. Like, I don't even care. Like, I really don't even remember like what you said. And I was like, that's really sweet, girl. But then she kept on being really annoying at the beach, and I leaned over to my friend and I was like, you know what? I really don't regret saying that, but I do. So now what? But it was literally so mean, and I really do regret that. But that was like a common theme in 8th grade. I think I was also it was like eat or get eaten, you know? Like you had to be mean or else you were gonna fall victim. Especially being like gay or like not out, you know? And that is literally one of my biggest regrets too, because there was this super gay boy who's now a trans girl who I literally adore. And they were super like hypersexual and they would get like so much like the brunt of the bullying. But they were crazy and they combated that shit and they had come back for everything. Love my good trans sister, Emily. Shout out to Emily. But yeah, so a lot of the gay bullying was kind of focused towards them. So I didn't face as much, but it was still like eat or get eaten. And I don't know why, but I was just so like mean in 7th and 8th grade. But I was still like so sensitive too. So I literally like would dish it, but I could not take it. But yeah, so that happened. And then I have this one story that, I mean, we're at 38 minutes. It'll probably take us to 50. So, okay. So this is a very recent story, or not very recent, because it was at the beginning of my freshman year of college, and I'm now going into my junior year. So I'm friends with this boy. I met this boy just like platonically, like in a class, named Water Bottle. And Water Bottle was like, oh, come have lunch with me. Come have lunch after our class. And I was like, okay. And he was like, and then we're like talking, and he's like very sweet. I really like Water Bottle. He's a very shy boy, but he's sweet and he's smart. And he's like, yeah, like we should go out next week or this weekend, like something like that. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, like let's go out. And he's like, yeah, like 2 of my friends are gonna be there too. So I go to his dorm, and his Water Bottle's friend, Book, is there. So I meet Book, and Book is like, oh my God, you're so funny, you're so nice. And everyone's gay. Everyone is gay. And then there's this girl, and she's like irrelevant to the story, but she's a super sweet girl. And yeah, she's super sweet, and she was like super funny, but she doesn't play a major role, but she's there too. And Book is like, oh, I'm so over like boys. Like, I'm just so happy to have like gay friends. Like, not everyone needs to be a hookup. And I'm like, you know what? Like, that's tea. Like, yes. Like, I love having gay friends. And then, you know, we just go out, we have a good time and all that. So then Water Bottle would always be like, oh yeah, after our like bio class, let's go get lunch, and Book is going to be there too. And, you know, gay people have very strong personalities, and Book had a very strong personality. And I think that I'm also a very strong personality too. And I can handle very, very strong personalities, but sometimes it's just not compatible, and I get annoyed. But I also get annoyed very, like, I just farted, sorry. But I also get annoyed very easily. Or, that's not true. I'm literally making stuff up. But sometimes Book was just a bit much, but it's okay. And this was right when I started talking to Devil, mind you. And they would just always ask me out to lunch, and then Book would be like a lot sometimes, so I'd like dodge the lunch and just constantly get invited, and I would like dodge the lunch because I didn't want to really talk to Book too much because it was just a lot. And Book was a bit crazy, and I'm trying to, this is integral to the story. Book is someone of larger size, and that's all I'm gonna say. And Book would always be like, oh, I'm tired of these boys. I'm tired of, like, I can't, like, everyone just, like, uses me, like, but then they would also be like, oh, but, like, we're 2 months into school and I have 40 bodies. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, but that's a bit daunting. And they would always just, like, be like that. And it was always talking about boys, always talking about Grindr, and I can't. I can't with that. Like, girl, I can't with that mess. The Sabrina Carpenter meme where she's commenting on Chinese shoe binding. Girl, I can't with that mess. But then Book is just always inviting me, and it's like a lot. And then I started talking to Devil, and then the whole Halloween thing happened. If you haven't watched that, girl, that's the story. It's episode 2, titled like Jester, Cat, the Devil, and Troye Sivan. And I was like telling them my whole Halloween story, and then Devil, oh my god, all the names are getting mixed up. And then Book and Water Bottle are like, that's crazy. And then Book is like, what's his name? And then later on, Book is like, oh my god, I saw him on Grindr. I'm so sorry, but I saw him on Grindr. And I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks, you know? And then he would just like be like that, and he'd be like, oh, like, you just like don't even talk to him, like, all that. And then it was just like come to too much, like constantly getting invited, obviously I'm dodging it. And then he'd be like, you know, just like unnecessary things, just like messy. And then he would always like literally be fishing like, oh, I'm so like, everyone just uses me, like, I'm done with these twinks. And I was like, and I would slide up on the stories, and I'd be like, don't say that, like, you're so sweet, like, there's plenty of fish in the sea, like, done with these devil twinks. And I would always be like that, always like reaffirming, trying to like make my good sis feel better, cause why not? Like, and then later on they would be like, Book would be like, oh yeah, like, that wasn't Devil on Grindr, but yeah, I've seen them around, just like being like funky like that. And then again, they were like on their story, like fishing for like these compliments, and I'd be like, you know what, girl, I'll throw you a bone. I'll try and be like, so again, I was like, I'm sorry about these devil twinks, like, you don't need it, like, you're like fine, like, you're perfect, like, it's okay. And then they were like, oh, your opinion really doesn't like matter too much, because you have like the perfect body and you don't like understand really. And I was like, oh, what? Are you going to be fishing for comments? And then when I try and help you, you tell me that my opinion is irrelevant because I'm perfect body. Which goes to show y'all, my body has always been tea. Just a little thicker now. I'm a little thicker, but it's okay. And I was like, oh, you're done. You're over. So then I'm dodging every single invite. And then, yeah. And I think later on, it's like the new semester and they invite me to like this Saltburn party. And remember, that was the Saltburn party that happened after I reached out back to Devil after Halloween. And we went to that Saltburn party and then left to that rave. And he like felt very hurt because I didn't tell him that I was like leaving to the rave, which is kind of fucked up. But girl, I was at that Saltburn party for like 3 hours. And yeah, and then after that, I went crazy that night and I deactivated my Instagram. And then he would like, he didn't have my phone number, but then I would like get texts being like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, I got your phone number from a water bottle. Are you okay? And I recognized that he was just trying to be like a good friend, but I hate talking to people. I can't. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Like, don't worry. Like, I'm just like going through it a little bit. And I'm just like dodging, like I can't. And then one time I was sitting in like front of the dining hall, like waiting for my roommate to be here at the dining hall. And he like comes up to me and I'm like, fuck, like I can't avoid him. And then he's like, yeah, like, are you okay? Like I ran into your roommate and I asked him if you were doing okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm chill. And then he stepped on my Uggs, which was the tipping point. He was stepping on my Uggs the whole time and he didn't notice and I wasn't saying anything, but I was like, you were literally stepping on my Uggs and I'm going to shoot you in the head. Yeah. And then it was just so awkward. And then I like deactivated the Instagram because I went crazy. And then I like reactivated it on accident. And then I saw that he like unfollowed me, but then he like refollowed me. And then I like deactivated it again. And then I like never followed him back. And then literally things just fell off. And it was so awkward because last semester I like pull up to I'm like, it's the first day of classes and I'm walking into like my class and I see him crossing the street walking to the same building and I'm like, and trust, I pull up the canvas and I'm like, oh my god, he's literally in the class. And then I look at which door he walks into and I go into the opposite door and he literally walked, I guess he walked into the opposite side of the building from the opposite door. So then he's like, and I'm like, oh my god. So then I go sit next to him for the first day. I'm like, what's up? And he was like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, it was so bad. It was so awkward. And I didn't sit with him after that. But then he like removed me as a follower. He like removed me as a follower and stopped following me. But the funny thing is that there's still like a picture of me like in like a post of me like up on the Instagram because he like didn't unfollow my roommate. But yeah, so that was just, girl, I can't with that mess. And I know I told that so crazy, but that was so long ago. And a lot of the times I would interact with him, I would be like out and about, which means I would be on my juice. But yeah, girl, crazy. I can't. I am so like grandma now. Like I do not go out. I don't do anything. It's really sad. What day is it? Girl, let's go out. But it's Tuesday. Ugh, maybe I should go out on Friday. I'll ask my roommate if there's anything and if he wants to go out anywhere. Because I literally don't do anything. It's so sad. But then I have to pay for an Uber. Girl, and the funds are low. Let's get on a bike. But yeah, 50 minutes. I'm going to end it. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, my next episode should be my roommate episode. Because I asked him if he wanted to film tonight. And he was like, girl, tomorrow. But I was still in the mood to talk. So I'm like, you know what? I'm still going to film a solo one. But yeah, so be expecting a roommate podcast. I don't know how the set's going to change. Me calling this a set. Like, bye. Because there's literally only space for one person. Yeah, I'll figure it out. But yeah, be expecting a roommate episode next week. But yeah, thank you guys for watching episode 5 of The Fool. Love you guys, and I'll catch you next time.